Then, of course, this shit hit the fan. We are managing around 250 mil. Well, I think it very much depends on the size of the wallet.
Today we have an exciting episode on a rooftop. With Andrius, we're gonna talk about his story. We're gonna talk about how he grew the business. We're gonna talk about what he thinks about investing, how he would invest.
You have to deliver what you promised, but you have to understand that it won't be easy. Ugly plane can't fly. Investment culture very underdeveloped in Baltics. According to my understanding, it's a very, very good return because during 5 years you can double your money.
We're gonna talk about a lot of cool nuggets. And in this episode, I'm gonna be with Matis. Yeah, let's go to the episode. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a blast. Enjoy.
Good day, Andrius.
Hello.
Could you tell us what is Capitalica, what does the business do, and what are the business numbers?
And where does the name come
Oh, I'll start from the name. It's a mix of Capital and Metallica.
from? Wow. Metallic, the group.
It's a group, yeah. Okay. I was searching for the name. When I was about to establish this company, so I was searching how to name it, and I always was thinking, so maybe there's kind of possibility to make a combination of capital or investment or return and something with the playing jazz, playing rock, all this stuff. It is saying in Lithuania, when you're doing something cool, you are playing like jazz. So this is why that idea came to me, and one night I just got a click that Capital and Metallica comes in Capitalica.
Nice. But do you listen to Metallic?
Oh.
We can
Ah,
put
you
some
really
background
Harley.
music from Metallica. Why not?
Oh, you do Harley. We do enduro riding. We do like Husqvarna. And... Ah,
Old money guy, you are new
That's
money.
the new money. Exactly, yeah.
okay. And Capitalica, how much money does it make? How big is it? Can you tell us numbers?
It was established 9 years ago. Now, currently, we are managing around 250 mil euros of assets under management. We are growing constantly since then. Our next target is 1 bill. Under the management, the return which we are targeting for our investors is so-called 15% RR, or it means that during 4 or 5 years we have to double their money. So this is very simple, that we are following that strategy. And our aim is to not to be related with the volatility into the markets. You know, if you invest into stocks, so usually you go ups and downs. When you invest in such investments like real estate funds, usually you go like that.
Steady.
More steady, yes.
Can I ask a question about, we spoke with Nix about the business model, because we want our audience to also understand generally the business model of asset managers, right? There's something called the 220. So the asset manager that manages different types of assets, in your case, properties, they make 2% on the overall amount of money that is being managed and 20% from the profits. That's like a general rule. Is that correct? And
in general, yes.
yes. And what is your situation or your case?
In some funds, we are taking 220. In some funds, 1.5, 15. It depends. If it is like a mixed strategy, like the fund which owns Verde, which was able to acquire already existing properties, also develop something. So we are taking like a little bit less, 1.5 and 15 from the profit. If it is pure development case, so then usually we are taking 220. It's pretty much related with this, because it is supposed that development cases are a little bit more riskier.
Right. And when you say development case, that means when you take the risk of actually developing the asset instead of buying an existing property that already generates cash flow and simply you only acquire it.
Correct. So Verde, for example, was developed from the very scratch. Yeah. We acquired land, made the project, and then built the properties and leased it out.
Okay.
What would be your advice to somebody who looks at Verde and thinks, wow, that would be an amazing business to start? Like, I could have my own big building, rent it to businesses, do commercial real estate. What would be your advice to somebody looking to start in this segment of the market?
Well, I think it very much depends on the size of the wallet. If we have, for example, regular people with a few tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands euros, it's probably not better not to acquire a single building, but to participate in such a funds like we run or other guys runs, because these fund managers like us, we are solving all problems related with the management of these buildings. Because if you run your own portfolio, then you have to take care, or you have to say employ some people to take instead of you. Then your return goes down. And managing real estate, it also requires some experience, some knowledge, a lot of work. So it's not so simple. So my advice would be to invest into such funds. These funds are actually created for that purpose. So these funds are called collective investment vehicles. So they collect money from the people and invest in some certain larger projects, because to manage large property or small property, its work size is almost the same, but the return is different. Yes.
Currently, how many properties do you own like Verde across Baltics?
Good question. Don't remember.
That's a good sign.
15 plus, I would say.
Are they all commercial office space properties or different types of properties?
The office portfolio is the largest one. The second one is logistic related portfolio, and third is retail.
Okay. I'm very interested in getting investors. So I think many businesses are looking to find investors or fund their ideas or fund their businesses. What has been the strategy, how you have acquired investors? What has been kind of your playbook?
Can I add to that question? Maybe if you look at more like the early phase of your career, because I would assume that's when it was harder, because once you're a big established fund with a lot of track record previously, it's maybe easier. You go to talk to pension funds and institutional investors, but with the focus on how you did that in the past, in the beginning.
Yeah, so when these paths are several, they have several stages. So which past we are talking about? Capitalica past or even before?
Both, like even before. With Finasta, yes?
Yes, I was managing Finasta group till 2014. Right. So we were involved into financial brokerage, into pension funds management, into investment funds management. And we used to have dedicated team for that, to acquire, to get in touch with the potential investors, to explain them the idea and that actually attract to invest. And Finasta used to doing is pretty successfully at that time. Now they changed the name to INVL in Verde. I think it's the largest asset manager right now in the Baltic states. They have a couple billion. So in that way. And when Capitalica started, during my previous career already, I would say I know personally a lot of people with the money and with the right approach, and started from high net worth individuals. So we have kind of nice portfolio of these people invested together with us, because we are investing together with them. We are putting our own money and then collecting money from other investors. In that way, we can make a larger portfolio, bigger projects, larger projects, and following with the nice returns.
Everybody probably knows this book from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. What will be some of the key things you do in relationships with some investors or partners? How to have good relationships? What would be your advice in that sense?
you have to deliver what you promised. Probably the
Yes.
most important thing, whatever it takes, is it the return or other, and also communication. If you have a hard situation, time for time, it comes and you have to solve it. You have to communicate very openly, because people, especially investors, they don't want any
Surprises?
surprises,
Right.
yes, which makes them nervous. But
Yeah.
when you explain it, so it comes. It's not easy, but you have to be very open and very transparent.
You must have had, as an investor asset manager over the years, situations where things have gone very bad, maybe a very bad investment where you lose money. Can you give an example of what has been the hardest experience like that? How did you deal with it?
My hardest year probably was 2008, when I was at Finasta that time, when the financial crisis hit. And majority of our portfolio used to be invested in Central and Eastern Europe, which actually crashed very badly. But we did what it takes. In that situation, you have to explain. Nobody happy, but what to do? Because there are no ways how to escape that. Right?
Yeah.
So, well, we managed somehow to survive.
But did you feel like personally responsible, or I mean, it's like it was global crisis. Everyone was hitting the floor in terms of prices and everything and activity.
Yes and no. Look, we used to invest into Central and Eastern Europe very heavily that time, and we were very successful. The returns was very, very high, even few times per year, not percent, but that way. But when the crisis hit, also these prices went down very sharp. In the western part of the world, they went down and then returned where it was during next 2 or something like that years. In eastern part, some companies went bankrupt, some other situation went, it was not so successful at that. So, it's diversification. Always we have to think about diversification, not to putting all eggs in one basket.
Yeah. As you have a business yourself, which is successful and big, and you have met many entrepreneurs, business people who have assets and businesses, what would be your advice to somebody just starting out in business? Like, what is kind of the business mindset, how they need to think about life, how they need to think about money? What comes to mind, and what kind of advice would you say to somebody who is like in their 20s, in their 30s, who also wants to have more money, more freedom, I don't know, like big business? What would you say to them?
Be bold. It's the most important, probably. Don't limit yourself with the imagination. And be prepared for a very hard period of time to work. Usually you will need some money to start with. You have to attract investors. You have to attract, I think nowadays it's a little bit easier because there are so-called early investors, like angel investors, and these associations are created. I also was involved in Lithuania in this. We created it. It's Co-Invest Capital.
Okay.
I was sitting on the investment committee as a head of investment committee for last 8 years. Left it.
VC or?
It's even earlier than VC. It's early capital provider. It's an invest together with the angels.
Okay.
So these are called 3 Fs: friends, family, and fools, who invest together with you in your new idea. So you have to prepare to work very hard. I'm meeting people who different people who are there are some few of them are very successful. Also, there are people who started, but they realize that it is damn hard. But you have to understand that it won't be easy, and it will be part of your life. And you will have to be working 24/7 if you have to be successful. No other way. or you can to try to earn something on a Bitcoin. Speculation. But it is not an investment. It's a speculation, and we have to understand these separate things.
Can I ask on a personal note, continue on this, in terms of your inspirations, maybe from the from popular known investors or entrepreneurs or business people in general who have inspired you, if at all? Maybe like you don't care, you don't look at different people at all.
Yes, I of course I have.
Yeah.
I think most important is Buffett, and his saying that you can't lose money.
That's the rule number 1, 2, and 3.
Rule number 1: you can't lose money. So this is why speculation can go both ways. But if you do calculated investments, probably you will be successful, and especially when you are selecting proper partners. And the next one, actually, Musk probably is it's good example, but it is good example from the way that how crazy you can go with just your ideas.
Yeah. In America, though.
I mean, everywhere, I would say everywhere you can do pretty much the same, and especially this X space, for me, it's something unbelievable. How a single man can create airspace ships and be most successful in that sector and globally. That's amazing.
I'm curious, you started in 1997, and what were your goals back then?
I read book. It was a finance. It's trilogy. The name of the book is Financier.
Yes, by Theodore Dreiser. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I read it. Man, you have to read it. Yes. Yeah.
After that book, I decided that probably that my way to be involved in the investment business.
So you also have like 5 wives, or how many?
No, only one.
But you know the guy had like a lot of wives at the end.
Well, not everything you have.
I thought that's the most important one, no?
I'm talking about money.
Okay, fair enough. That's a great trilogy.
Changing women's than expense.
Yes. Okay.
How do you compare that to now? Like the kind of the situation, how has it evolved? Did you see that back then as a possibility, or that was I don't know, like comparing to nowadays?
In 1997, it was beginning of everything, you know. And stock exchange in the Baltics was established just a few years ago, and there were couple of brokerage companies and financial brokerage companies, and that I was studying business and economics, so somehow it was of interest of mine, and I saw my career in that way. So, and of course this investment and that time mostly probably speculation was very interesting. So this is the reason. And it was, I clearly understood that time, and I think still exists, that people in our region, they are investing too small amounts into investment vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Not only
investment culture is not developed. Eh?
Investment culture is very underdeveloped in Baltics, sadly.
I'm curious about this fact. So people are watching this. They're like, okay, Andrius has asset management company. I could start something maybe similar, like a brokerage, maybe invest my own money in stocks, try to grow the portfolio. But there's I think a situation where the technologies that big companies have compared to small, retail investors, right? It's like insane. Do you still see that 2025 has opportunities for new kind of people joining the business side of this thing and be successful? Or is it like, guys, this is bullshit, it's AI, big funds, you're not gonna compete, you're gonna be dying out?
Well, it is very important to understand investment and speculation.
Okay.
When you're following these, say,
Trend.
ideas which are available on the market, that, for example, Tesla stock right now is interesting, please invest, or other stock. It's a speculation. It's not about investment. Investments, it's a little bit boring, but it can produce a stable return. During the speculation, you can momentarily earn a lot of large return, but if you are successful, then in the very beginning, so probably you will lose this money later on because you don't understand fundamentals. Investments, well, on average, stocks, they produce something around 10% return yearly during last 100 years. And 10% per year is very good return. So now we are talking about investments and about decisions. So everything what we can more or less stably earn 10% plus, it's a good return for our investment. And then maybe a little small part of the amount can be speculation portfolio you can play, but it would be more like a casino, not like an investment. So this is the reason, and this is the.
I think there's two big principles that all of us would agree. A personal life, spend less than you make, and in business, never run out of money. What would be your advice in regards of money management for yourself as a person or as a business?
I'm not sure.
So what's your advice for, like, as I understand your question is, what's your advice for a person in terms of managing their own wealth, or like, assets, money?
Finances also.
Finances, yes. And for a company more broadly, if they have excess cash.
Well, company shouldn't have excess cash. The cash should be returned to the shareholders, or it should be invested immediately.
Okay.
And companies should invest into the business they are created for. So if it is furniture manufacturing company and has excess cash, so either to expand your factories, to acquire another companies, or if you don't have such an idea, you have to return money to your shareholders. That's the only way.
And what about an individual? Let's say if you have 100,000, what would you suggest?
So there are. You have to, first of all, you have to invest this money somewhere. For example, into funds like we run, the minimum amount is 125,000 euros, and it is according to the law almost worldwide, and it is called informed investors who can invest together with us.
That's what we checked on the website. Yeah.
Yes. So then you can acquire one ticket in one fund. If we investing in, for example, into real estate, so you can expect 12-15% return annually in such a product like we run. And as I mentioned before, according to my understanding, it's a very, very good return, because during 5 years you can double your money. During 7-8 years you can triple your money. So this is how math works, and it's reality. Our fund, first fund, which owns Verde, actually the money multiple for our investors right now, it's 2.88 times the money, so almost 3 times. And fund exists since 2017, so it's 9 years, almost 9 years. And just doing nothing, investing with the right guys, you can triple your money during 10 years. So I think it's amazing. It's very hard to do yourself the same.
Slightly different question. Have you experienced personal burnout or some sort of lack of interest, motivation, or fulfillment from your professional investment career? You've been in it for 30 years basically, yeah? Which is a long time. Doesn't it feel like sometimes like, okay, it's another fund, it's another investor, the IRRs, all of this, and it kind of repeats. It's nothing new, or you've not experienced that.
It was very hard situation in 2008, as I already said. So different minds came to my head what to do next.
Right.
But the most important thing was that I was not able to leave my clients themselves. So we were taking care of them. And after a while, everything calmed down, and then some kind of new ideas we tried to establish successfully. And you know, you have to find a balance between the work, because between involvement and between your personal life and the rest. You have to rest, otherwise you will burn out very, very, very rapidly, especially when you are working with the huge amount of other people money.
What do you do for a balance? I guess you're not reading shareholder letters of other companies. You do something. What do you say, Harley? Was it?
Yeah, Harley.
I ride Harley Davidson.
Okay.
I spent lots of time with my friends, with my family, traveling, having all the regular stuff.
All the normal stuff.
All the normal
Okay.
stuff.
Do you work now more or less than before?
Sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends when I work more, when I start something new. So then usually I am involved very, very deeply and work a lot, and then set up like a team responsible for that. And I can, if I see that everything goes according to the plan, so I can step down a little bit.
Regarding the team, how do you make sure they're executing, they're being productive, they're performing? How do you make sure about that?
I think it's very easy. You can see the return of your fund, and you can evaluate that if it is performing. So team is doing great.
Oh, okay.
If
But
it's
so
not performing, so no.
That makes sense, but that's general. So let's say for managing 250 million in asset under management, how big is the team in the fund? I don't mean in the assets of the properties, but
in the fund usually we have 1-2 persons who are leading the fund itself,
right?
And then like a fund manager.
Yeah.
And then we have so-called middle team, accounting, finance people, administration people, investors relations, people responsible for investors relationships. So this work, the whole team is larger than one person, but the one person on the top is most important because making the decisions.
Yes, but so for high performance teams, maybe like some portfolio manager is underperforming or something changes. Like, what is your view on how to maintain high performance culture, teamwork?
You have to have right person. So if
how do you get the right? How do you get the right persons?
By doing mistakes, by picking people and monitoring the result. And if the results are not so satisfactory, you have to change the team.
Is there something specific in terms of asset management, like executive level people building teams at the top level, that is different from other types of businesses?
I think not.
No, it's the same.
More or less the same, because you have to have business acumen, business drive, and then you have to make all connections you need, because usually in asset management business there are very small teams. So for example, in whole Capitalica we have 20 persons only dealing with all our funds, but we outsource a lot of services from the third parties, and you have to manage these connections. So you have to be mature enough to do that.
And when you say monitor, what does it mean? Like a weekly report or a monthly report? And like what does it mean specifically?
Usually we do it on a monthly basis. We are reading our results internally, and also giving our accountability to our investors as well. And then you can see very, very easy. For example, if you have the development project, usually development project, when you start developing, it is planned very precisely. And you can see very, very fast, are we going according to the plan, or there are some some
Deviations.
deviations. So then you have to make decisions. Either that people need additional support, or we need to change something. Maybe it's a third party company is not performing enough. There are a lot of situations.
What was your experience through the start of the war? What is it, 2022/COVID? A lot of builders, developers got hit with the increasing cost of materials, delays, and things like that.
It was very hard.
Yeah.
Actually, we made a decision to develop Verde during next months of the first COVID.
Oh, wow.
But we did it intentionally because we understood that market is slow down or will go slow down. Everybody started to talk that from now nobody will need office space because everybody will work from the home.
That's actually one of my questions. Yes.
And that was our probably the main bet, that life is Earth is not changing so rapidly and so dramatically. Even after Second World War, everything became normal, right?
Yeah.
So our idea was to start at that time to agree on maybe on a lower prices with the contractors and to start digging the land, and we did. And I think we were the only new project in the city who started construction works. And then, of course, this shit hit the fan. Yeah. The second COVID, then war, then increase with the financing costs, increase with the materials. We used to change 2 general contractors, and then we finished the project ourselves. We took over everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Our competitors were not so successful. They stopped.
But did you get stressed during this, let's say, starting with 20-ish for the last 4 years? Was it extra stressful because of these outside factors for you? Because you had to make the call to continue Verde, to build it out.
It was very hard.
Yeah.
It was very hard.
So you must feel like extra satisfied with the fact that it's 100% occupancy rate, successful throughout a very difficult time.
If that would be a question, please create some 4 things which can hit your business badly, most badly you can imagine. I would probably didn't imagine such a thing which happened.
Like global pandemic, war?
2 times.
2 times.
Yeah, 2 times pandemic. Okay, crazy.
How did you spot the opportunity? Because many people, when you started to build Verde, were saying, who's going to rent these places?
Impossible.
Like, no
too expensive. I would never go there.
Yeah, too expensive. That's not going to be possible. What was the thinking behind that? How did you do research, or how did you find the place, or kind of that?
The business case, yeah.
It's a bit of observation. It's a bit of gut feeling. It's a bit of taking the risk. And it is always about location and quality. I had pretty much the same situation in Kaunas in Lithuania when we started to build our property here back in 2017, I believe, just before the Verde we started. Verde we started in 2020, I believe, and Kauno Dokas 2017. The arguments were the same. Who will be renting these premises twice price than across the street sitting in the garage? Yeah. But our idea was to deliver high quality product, A-class building with the parking, with the microclimate, with the restaurants inside, the modern facilities, which is nothing extra. It's things which you employees would expect to have nowadays. It's 21st century. Nobody wants to sit in the garage, even these startups.
Especially they like the co-working.
So that was a betting, and pretty much the same betting was in Riga, because I was traveling in Riga from 2007 almost every week. And I was observing the situation that in Tallinn there are a lot of new business centers. In Vilnius there are a lot of business centers. In Riga there is happening almost nothing.
Right.
So that was the idea that that market probably requires something nice, something with a high quality, and we did. And nowadays employees they drive a lot. They actually saying where they would like to be.
They have the insights, right?
They don't want to sit somewhere in the previous apartment with no parking, with no normal restaurants, with no microclimate, and exactly.
We are interested. There's a big project in Riga in the commercial, resident living space.
Yeah.
Well, like people can buy apartments. It's called Waterfront. We are interested in your opinion about it. There's some people, I think me and Matis are like, it's an amazing thing. It's cool. It's going to rock and roll. But some people are like, oh, it's like
too expensive.
The same story. What is your opinion based? Because you're in the space. You're like in industry.
I think it's a nice project, or at least what I saw, it is a nice project. Probably most important thing, if these business persons will be able to deliver what they are promised.
The execution.
So I am not involved in that project in any case, and don't have a lot of information about that. But what I see from the social media, so that they are doing something. Construction works already started, so I believe that they will do what they promise.
A quick question in terms of comparison of your experience doing business in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. How would you rank them in the asset management world, in the real estate development world? Which ones are better? Which ones are worse?
Real estate wise?
Yeah.
I think pretty much the same.
The same?
Pretty
so it's not like in Latvia, it's more difficult?
No.
Yeah? Okay.
I would say even in Lithuania, it's not easy. With all these, permissions. Yes. And exact. Maybe the microcycle is a little bit different. For example, in Latvia and the rest of the Baltics, especially in the office space.
What do you mean by that?
For example, office space here in Latvia is there are a lot of old space, but there are only few new buildings. In Tallinn and Vilnius is different. There are lots of new space, but in Riga we have very few new buildings. So I think that will gonna to develop, and people will change their old offices into new offices. They just need normal life. That's it.
We can go now to the end part before we go down and see and talk about specifically this project, this big building. Have you had mentors in your life?
No, never.
Never.
Wife? No, or kids?
Wife.
Or
kids? No, I would say my own search. I'm just reading a lot and finding some ideas and thinking about meditating about these ideas and finding something what can fit to me. So, for example, when we are planning the building, trying to understand what design might fit, we have very, very clear understanding that, I took it from the plane constructors, that it is a saying that ugly plane can't fly.
okay, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, also
Ugly plane can't fly. Right.
So I think pretty much the same can be applied to the buildings, not only to the office buildings, but for all buildings. If it is nice, it attracts people. If it's ugly, it attracts less.
Right.
So this is.
So on this note, just a quick question: would you say that a person like you that develops large-scale real estate projects needs to have a natural ability, talent to kind of envision how things look like, how they feel like, kind of, how to make sure that the plane looks nice or the building looks like nice, versus a person that doesn't think in those terms? They don't have this aesthetic kind of view on things. They don't really pay attention to how things look like. Can a person like that still develop really cool buildings?
It very much depends on the partners you attract into the project. Usually it is related with the architect. We are dealing with a well-known architect and Andrius Kronbergs. Well, my initial idea was to make something nice, right? But then architects, they can create how it can look in the very specific situation, a very specific land plot, because every space requires different approach, and if you find a fit, works. But you have to have a little bit sense, and you have to give a little bit of your heart into the project. Otherwise, it won't be. It will be just a project.
Is there any one advice you have learned from reading books or finding some information that has been really useful to you, and I think it could be useful to other people?
So I already mentioned few.
Be bold.
Be bold. Never lose the money. Go with your heart. And if all these put together, probably you will be succeeding.
In
And
Riga,
that's
pay
hard
a lot
enough.
of your. Be prepared to work a lot.
in Riga, where do you like to eat? Where do we need to go to eat? Where?
Hey, come on, in Verde's cafeteria, of course.
Yeah.
I would recommend to try it.
Yes, for sure.
Verde's restaurant.
For sure.
If a buddy came from, let's say, Lithuania, he has never been to Latvia, where would you take him in Riga?
I asked them to meet at Verde first.
Okay.
That's a starting point, and then we can walk around. I think Riga is a beautiful city. I am in love with Riga. It's a bit sleepy, but it's getting better.
So, Andrius, we are now in Verde. How big is Verde? What can you tell about the numbers about Verde? How much money do you invest in it, and what's the numbers?
It's 45,000 square meters of gross area. For both buildings, we see that we have two buildings here, and also parking on the ground on the whole plot. So,
Okay.
so below our fees, there's parking.
Okay.
We invested more than 70 mil into the project,
Into Verde.
into this project. Currently we are fully leased, 100%. I think one of the best, if not the best, result into the market here in Riga. And I think we have a great building at a very high quality and a decent location.
What was your strategy in getting people to kind of lease it? Did you sell before you were finishing building? What was your kind of strategy?
We started to attract tenants when we started to build a building.
Okay.
So this came in parallel, and we finished the last building last year, and at that date it was something like 90% leased.
Really? When you were finished building, was 90% finished. 90% was occupied. Wow.
Is it like something that you expected, or the result for this project is better than expected? Because it sounds like it's the best outcome possible.
It is something like we expected.
Okay.
Maybe budget was expected a little bit less than initially we thought, but also rent price was a little bit higher than we planned. So it's like matched.
Perfect match. Okay.
Did you do like cold calling, ads, market? What did you do to get them?
To get the tenants,
usually
yeah?
we work through brokers, real estate brokers, like Callers, like Newsec, like other companies, and usually they attract tenants to us. So we have agreements with them, and we have here responsible persons who manage this relationship with the brokers.
Do you have like a feeling that you're walking around and you know you're the guy behind the fund that built it? You're the big boss, you know, And maybe like a lot of people don't know,
Yeah.
don't know this, but you're like, I wish you all knew who I am.
I'm not
No?
such a person. No.
Okay.
We were
Fair enough.
interested. So Verde is a lot of with the green stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how much money did you spend on just the green stuff?
Actually, I don't remember the exact figure, but in the whole project there were several hundred of thousand euros invested.
Just on the
into-
green stuff.
Yes.
What was the most expensive thing in Verde? Like, what is the most money? Where do you spend the most money on building something like this?
Concrete, probably.
Concrete, huh?
That's for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But if talking about some individual items, because you have a lot of these interesting items that you bought, maybe something that stands out that is disproportionately expensive
Yeah.
to what it would normally be.
Furniture, maybe.
Furniture, yeah.
This that expensive is.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it shouldn't be so expensive.
Yeah. But
No,
you
we-
splashed it out, yeah? You splashed out.
We
on
were
the
thinking those things are expensive. Maybe those concrete chill out chairs.
chairs and the greenery. No?
So
No.
Okay.
you have to have such a things, to make a calm atmosphere.
Yes. Okay.
What-
One of I just finished. One of investor from Estonia said when he first time came to Verde, he was sitting here looking around and said, "Wow, I do feel like in a spa."
okay,
Wow, nice.
okay.
So it's a combination that it is very business oriented center, but also it provides calm atmosphere.
Calming. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Cool. What is the next project? What are you going to build next? What we can expect?
So next to our landlord, we acquired another one, and it will be New Verde, third and fourth.
With the two old historic buildings there.
With the two old historic buildings, which I think will make a very nice match.
Mm.
The new stuff with the old stuff, and we expect to build first building till the end of next year, and the rest till the end of 2027.
Let's go. Let's
Right.
go. So today we made history. So right now we are cemented into the internet history, not in cement, but internet history. So with this episode, so we want to thank you. We say thank you for your time, for also making cool stuff for businesses. So amazing. Thank you for your time. And here's a small gift from me and Matis and the team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Andrius. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.